Stangibelisco here. Doubtless you have received emails and heard news about changes to the YouTube terms of service coming up on the 10th of December 2019, but in effect they seem to be gradually phasing them in my user experience. I'm noticing some software or programming or process changes. I like to look at the statistics of my channel, and those have in some ways become more useful, in some ways become less useful, but in no way so useful that my life depends on YouTube. That's not true for everyone. Some people make a lot of money off of YouTube. None of my videos have ads in them. They're free for everyone and anyone to watch, although they are directed at an adult audience. I don't think I make any videos targeted at children. I haven't found any. Some of them mention children and parenting, or things that problems you might have with children, like on Halloween, do they create mischief and this and that and the other. But there are two basic things that I have noticed about these change in terms of service notices. One is something to do with the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, or basically protecting children from predators and pedophiles. That's not me, and I never have abused any child in my life. And the other has to do with copyright. Are you using someone else's material in violation of copyright law? And I think both of these changes are intended mainly to protect YouTube against lawsuits from alleged copyright infringement complainants and from people who say that their children are being exploited. A lot of it has to do with advertising on YouTube. And as I said, none of my videos contain ads, or I sure hope that they haven't been placed there by some power that exists that I don't know about. But I've never seen an ad associated with one of my videos when I look at it to check to see that it uploaded properly. So my question to you is, what do you think of these YouTube change of service things that are supposed to be happening? And the fact that YouTube seems to be making a lot of noise about this, whereas I've never seen that kind of thing happen in the past. I have seen a lot of strange glitches in the YouTube algorithm that resolve themselves. No program is perfect. And I've seen that happen. I call them glitches, YouTube glitches, but nothing that has seriously adversely affected me yet. And I've sort of decided that I have bigger sharks to worry about than getting devoured by some error in the YouTube algorithm that might shut me down. I have a serious medical problem with my foot, and it's in some ways getting better, but it's very slow to heal, and I have to be very concerned about that. I have to be concerned about Medicare and Social Security. I have to be concerned about whether I'll be able to keep my house and keep it up because of my increasing infirmity. I have to be concerned about a lot of things along those lines. And YouTube is not at the top of my list, but it is very important to some people. So my question to you is, how concerned are you? How worried are you? How fearful are you about these proposed changes? Or do you think that it's just a lot of hype about something that's not particularly significant unless you really are a child predator or a copyright infringer? Then maybe you have something to worry about. As far as I know, I haven't committed any strikes in either of those categories, and I'd like to keep it that way. But if YouTube's algorithm decides that I've committed a fatal faux pas and shuts me down, I'm not going to fight them. I'm just going to disappear. I have, as I said, bigger sharks after me, bigger fish to broil, and that's where my attention will go. It would be sad. I just keep thinking of the book The Call of the Wild by Jack London, and how it would be awfully nice if I could just get all these gizmos and gadgets out of my life and go back to a simple existence. Obviously, that's an unrealistic expectation. What happens if I get a cut and it gets infected and I live out in the middle of nowhere? Am I just going to go ahead and die? That kind of thing. I have a lot of time to lie around because I have to keep weight off of this foot. And that creates a lot of imaginings of horrible things that could happen that almost never do. What was it? Mark Twain, who said life is a series of catastrophes, none of which ever occur. Someone said that. And I'm sure I'm not infringing anybody's copyright with that quote. I've seen it in the public domain, but who knows? Maybe YouTube will nail me for that and bury me alive. Oh well, what do you think about all this? I'm leaving comments open if I can figure out how anymore. A very dangerous thing to do, I know. But I believe in living dangerously, because life is, after all, a dangerous endeavor, and none of us will escape it alive. Cheery news for the day. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.